That's a result.
Should go in nicely.
Love that. I'm definitely dropping my ball next to yours.
Greens look pretty good, don't they? So.
They look mint. You can tell me all about it, Stevie B.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful hole, lovely par 3.
How you doing down there?
Yeah, it's a long way down here. Yes.
Boom. So you faded it on the third tee box.
Yeah.
Can you work it the other way?
Well, not as much as I'd like.
Oh, she's flushed one.
That's perfect.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
One take.
Hello and welcome to the video you've all been waiting for. I'm here at Wentworth, the home of the BMW PGA Championship. And who better to invite than professional golfer and a member of this golf course and has played in the championship for the past 6 years. Mystery guest and good friend, come on in, it's Stephen Brown.
Hello.
How are we?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. You've just come from Finland, so thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
We're going to pretty much go on a hole-by-hole basis, and you're going to talk us through how to play this golf course, because you're the man that knows how to do it, right?
I'll try.
So you've been really generous in bringing your yardage book, right?
Yeah, so we're straight into the deep end here on the first hole. I think this actually played the hardest hole for the last few years, so it's a pretty tough opening. A couple of decisions to make off the tee, really, and I think that's what gets people. Most guys can fly that bunker on the right, which is in play. I don't know, you hit it pretty long. It's 270 off the back tee to fly that, so most guys tend to hit driver, get over that, and take the risk on the downslope.
Okay.
But the rough normally gets grown up pretty thick, so you're left with a pretty tough shot, and that's why it normally plays pretty tough this hole.
Because I feel as though we've seen two options off the tee. People lay up with a long iron, maybe 5-wood or whatever, on the kind of flat spot.
Absolutely.
Have a more level of a second shot. Others try and funnel it down, and it's probably also worth noting we're not playing off the very back championship tees.
Save the tees for the
exactly.
The
Anyway, lead the way.
Well, I'll go with driver.
Okay.
The problem with laying up short onto the flat is that you're left with a shot of, maybe like 210 to the flag. So that's obviously a long shot to have.
I'm
There's
pretty
no
confident that I'm going driver 3-wood on every single par 4 today. Oh, it's a stripe show. That is money.
Well, that will show us what the slope's like.
Do you pick out a specific line here on the first? Is it better to miss it slightly left than right?
Absolutely, yeah. The flag is always a pretty good line on this hole.
Okay. Can't be that hard, can it?
Exactly.
Oh, straight into the bunker. Just the pure demonstration of what not to do. Couldn't have been better.
You can show that's why you don't want to go in the bunker.
Right, let's go. It's also worth noting, guys, that this will be broken into 2 parts because we've got a lot of content to go through. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm excited for today. Let's go. Got the day for it. I've got 214. I feel as though I'm far back enough.
Yeah,
it's worth the crack, isn't it? I mean, come on, it's
absolutely.
YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to go for everything.
Absolutely.
Right, might as well go for it. So 214, I'm just going to try and clip a 3 hybrid. Oh, so this is great.
You're doing great demonstrations of what can go wrong.
Exactly. I like your thinking. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome.
You can keep it on the fairway, but
I've not seen many balls end up on the fairway.
You have about 5 yards on the left edge of the fairway that it will just hang on down there, and you can end up having a wedge in here.
Yeah.
But if you do hit driver, a majority of the guys will be left here. The rough has still got a month or so to grow up, so it'll be thicker than this.
I was going to say it's typically a little bit juicier, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why this hole plays the hardest hole, because you've got a hanging lie, ball below your feet, and you've got a green where you have to carry it on. If you land it short, more often than not, it will land in that upslope and stop. So you leave yourself a pretty tough shot.
Yeah.
But like I said, it just seems that the way the game is now, guys hit driver more often than not. There's less of that, we'll play back. They just get it down there and they think closer to the hole is better. And I think that's why
Dissect
guys
effect?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Maybe?
A lot of those guys in America are playing that way now.
Right, how far you got? What are you hitting?
180 I've got, so...
It's a wedge?
No. Little 9.
Perfect.
No, I'm going to go with 7. Try and get it up there by the front of the green and let it release up.
Oh, love it. Guys, that is all over.
Oh, see? At least it did what I said. I mean, what I would say is, I've obviously played the last few years, and the rough is never like that. It's always a lot worse than that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if the rough was like this,
Yeah.
the scoring wouldn't be anywhere near as bad as it has been on this hole the last few years. And that's the great thing about, I think, the West course off the tee.
Yeah.
It almost sucks you into hitting it where they want you to hit it, which makes it more
And
difficult.
that's where not to hit it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's still quite juicy here even. Obviously, I mean, don't take into account how I'm playing this golf course because we've got very, very different games. But it's all about listening to this man right here.
Plus, you've been working your ass off the last 6 weeks, so you haven't been practicing, have you?
139 I've gotten a slight down. I'm going to try and muscle out a 9. Let's just get
I think
this
the
one
last time we played, we almost got a victory actually, didn't we?
I know,
in the
yeah.
team event.
At the London Club, that was
Yeah.
a brilliant day out.
So thick, isn't it?
It's amazing how much it slows down your club.
Yeah.
I might drop my ball right next to Stephen Brown's ball there because it's a tough start. I'm definitely dropping my ball next to yours.
So it ended up just coming just short, like I thought might happen out of that rough.
Blame the caddy, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly, you've got it.
Friendly pin, right in the
Yeah,
middle?
this is a really friendly pin. I doubt they'd even have this in the PGA. They're front left, front right, and back left, back right, really. But the thing with this green is it slopes so much back to front, and when the greens get quick for the tournament,
Yeah.
you don't want to be long. It's a really tough shot from long. So guys will normally play sort of front of the green and play up that way. You've got at least a chance from there.
Well, they put the flag there because they know we're playing today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Go on, let's do nearest to the pin.
Right, I'm going for the putter, the safe option. Yeah. Greens look pretty good, don't they? So
They look mint. Oh, game on, Steve. It's as if you played
Left
this
it-
golf course before, isn't it?
left it under the hole. It's a little blocker.
Visually, it doesn't look like it slopes massively back to front, but
No, it really does that. If you get
your
above the
ball's
hole,
really slow.
yeah, it was slow up there.
A little bit left to right. Oh my God, I'm just... Ooh, tapping range.
That's a friendly
Pin
gimme.
high.
It's a friendly gimme, that. So if you hit a pretty good shot in here to say, 20, 25 feet above the hole,
Uh-huh.
when you think of obviously the greens will be faster than this, but
Mm-hmm.
it really is amazing how quickly it gets away from you. I mean, I've hardly hit that.
And it's rolling, rolling, just slipped out.
But it's,
Look at
even
that
though
go.
I know how fast that is, and it's still gone 4 feet past.
Yeah, that is mega.
So that's why
thing-
you'll see guys play just short of the hole and have the uphill putt. It's a
The
lot.
thing that gets me is that rough as well, because I'd imagine during the championship, they're going to make that super juicy.
Yeah.
So if you do end up long and you're chipping down this way.
Yeah, you've got no control at all.
Yeah. We're done with the first hole, we're on to the second now, but as you can tell, they're just kind of protecting the tee box. So we're going to walk ahead. There is a temporary green just to save it for the
exactly.
championship.
They're protecting the green.
But for our sake, we're just going to talk through it and just, you can tell me all about it, Stevie B.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful hole, lovely par 3. It's 145 yards to the front, say 160 to the middle.
So it's short, really.
Yeah,
for you
short.
guys.
Yeah, exactly, short hole. It's always lovely with all the crowd behind the green as well. It creates a really nice shot to hit. The toughest pin here is definitely the front pin because it makes it obviously shorter, and it's not that long a club, maybe 9 or 8 iron for everyone, but just short of the green there's a big slope which is at least 10, 12 yards below the level of the green. So
Yeah.
then you see guys hit longer because they don't want to go into that, and then it's a tough. So that will be the toughest it will play. But considering the tough par 4s 1 and 3, this is actually this is a good chance potentially. If if the pins aren't at the front, it's a good chance to try and pick up a shot in between the tough par 4s.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think just working at this event, the second's an amazing amphitheatre.
Yeah, it's
And I
great.
think we should probably throw a ball at the front
Yeah.
just to show the exaggeration. If you do come in with any sort of spin, it is going
exactly
to
right.
whiz back,
Yeah.
isn't it? And it's
Exactly right.
horrible up and down. I'd imagine
Yeah.
you've never been there before, really.
Yeah, I haven't, but I've been the other way where I've sort of gone long, and then you've got a really tough putt back or chip.
So, as mentioned, it's a temporary green. This is the actual green, but we mentioned that false front. That's the flag. I'm going to show you. I mean, look at that go. Look at that false front. How you doing down there?
Yeah, it's a long way down here.
I mean, it's
I'll try and show
horrible
you, like
up and down.
from down here,
Look
just
at that.
like it.
Hey!
Even with that, it's still.
I mean, look at that. That is.
So if you land it just on and with a bit of spin, you're down here and you've got such a tough up and down.
It's a goodbye. We are currently on the 3rd tee box, and Steve, this is a tough hole, isn't it?
It doesn't get any easier.
No.
It's just a part of the tournament is that the tough start with the par fours. The first and the third play the first and second hardest holes of the week. So this is 460 straight uphill, bunkers everywhere, as you can see. It actually, for me, fits my eye quite well because I'd send it at that bunker on the left and sort of fade it back a bit. But it's just a really tough hole. You've got to hit the fairway. I mean, the chances of hitting the green if you're either in the left rough or those bunkers on the right, it's fairly low. You see guys do it. I remember Victor Hovland last year hitting a great shot from a bunker on the right onto the green.
That's Victor Hovland. He's
exactly. Yeah.
Full forearms, no wrists.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, most people aren't Victor Hovland. So a beautiful hole again, but just another tough one that you just want to take you for and run.
You pointed out playing towards that left bunker. The problem there is if you do double cross yourself or pull it a little bit,
absolutely,
that left rough is pretty thick, but you can also get blocked out by those trees.
Yeah, exactly right. And they do grow that rough up on the left, so that you can't. It's very tough to get to the green from there.
Well, I can't wait to get going. Let's hit the tee shot then.
Let's do it.
Double cross. Perfect. Once again, what not to do.
I mean, you're good at this. Aren't you? You're calling it before.
Oh wow. Go on, show us how it's done.
Okay, so I'll try and just work it off that bunker up the left.
Perfect fade. Wow, that is majestic.
It's nice, isn't it?
I feel as though you've hit perfect shots. That has ended up right on the mark between the light and dark patch of the middle of the fairway. It just couldn't have been more centre.
Centre cut.
Yeah. So that is where not to go. And if you come behind me, you can see exactly why you get blocked out. Just no shot down the left. I'm going to go up by Steve's ball and just play from the middle of the fairway. Lovely. I love this game. Okay, here we are. Foreign territory for me, middle of the fairway. You can see that bunker definitely comes into play, right? I mean, you've hit it perfect, bang in the middle. Yeah,
I mean, that bunker's 314 off the tee. And then, so we're left with 152 to the flag, but it's 6 uphill, so 158.
Yeah, good maths.
So if you do put off the drive and you get in good position, it's a fairly good chance for these guys, medium iron into the green. But you're hitting up to a green that's pretty tough, to be honest. It's got some sections, again, pin at the front, it can all bowl into it, which is good, but they normally tuck it back left, back right. So you're probably playing away from it slightly and giving yourself a chance off a really good shot from, say, 20 feet. So, should we see what we can do?
Yeah. Fair to say the biggest challenge here on the third is the tee shot?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and that will probably be a common theme from today. It's the sort of course where if you have a really good day off the tee and you hit a lot of fairways, you can make some birdies, but as soon as you get out and you're in the rough with the firm greens and everything,
swinging it nice, Steve. Oh, that's so lush.
A little right, but
can we just get the cutaway of that sound and just put it on repeat and make it like an alarm first thing in the morning? So what club did you hit there?
I just hit a little 8.
8 iron. That's what I found. I think I'm typically 2 clubs more than most of you guys. So I'm going to hit 6.
You hit it good though. I think sometimes probably just 1. Really.
I'm just allowing for the missed strike, you see. So it's going to take at least 5, 6 yards off it.
Yeah, very smart.
Oh wow. Oh, I just want to hit another one.
So when the pin is here, if you get out of position from the tee, you could easily end up in that bunker just short left. Like you said, it's not that tough of a bunker shot.
I think I'm going to give you that putt. Let's have a chip shot from a downhill slope.
Yeah.
Because this green, once again.
What I would say as well is this front pin.
Yes.
Where it bowls into it. You've got a chance of getting it close. However, if you miss the bowl, either of the bunkers or long, it's quite a tough shot from there. Yeah. So if you're up here, you'll end up with quite a big slope right to left. And downhill.
And these greens aren't as quick as they will be.
Exactly. The greens will be at least 2 feet quicker than this come the tournament and firmer. So that would bend up near the front of the green.
That's a result.
Yeah, exactly right.
Right, let's hit a chip shot.
If they put a pin here, every year there will definitely be a pin like in this little section here.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you're coming out the rough and it releases a bit too much and you end up sort of up here on this downslope, you can see how far down it is.
That's a shot.
Like I couldn't have played that much better.
No.
I mean, I even think it's probably going to have enough. You could land that in the rough and just pop it out.
God. you just don't want to be here. Yeah.
But that's a really good example of that's not what you wanted.
And we've seen that. You see that in the championship, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
God, this is horrible. And then you just drive your hands and it's so long. Sucker.
Yeah, and you see that, and it's.
Look at that go. Yeah, it's tough.
And that's why these 2 holes, the first and the third, play so hard.
Yeah, that's the 3rd hole. Don't go left of the tee. Don't end up in any bunkers. Don't end up in the rough. Don't go long. Just hit the green. Give yourself a chance of birdie, and hopefully you walk away with a par.
Easy as that.
It's not that hard, is it? So the 4th is pretty much a good birdie opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Like after the tough start, it's nice to come up to the 4th. I believe this is pretty much the easiest hole on the course for the week. But what I would say is it's hugely dependent on what tee you play off. There's obviously this really far back tee, which they've added over the years, which makes the hole a good 50, 55 yards longer than the old tee. And the biggest thing about it is you can see that the tee is set up further to the left and further back. So
aims it down the right.
Aims it down the right. It's a lot longer. You have to hit driver and you have to draw it, which a lot of guys don't actually like doing nowadays.
So you faded it on the 3rd tee box.
Yeah.
Can you work it the other way?
Well, not as much as I'd like. So that's why this whole play's so tough. Every year that I've played the tournament, when they have the tee back here, which they normally do for 2 of the days at least, there's always a weight on this tee, which shows that guys are struggling off the tee and they're looking for balls. But however, that changes. As soon as you move the tee up, you don't need to hit drive and you can hit a lot straighter shot. And guys, it's basically a par 4.
And fair to say, it's also a blind shot, so you don't know where the ball's ended up. Really.
And from here, one of the things that I know, because I play here all the time and I've walked it loads of times, run it loads of times, is from this tee, you have to go so far left.
Right.
If you think you've hit it too far left, you're probably in the middle of the fairway.
So flirting with this left edge of the tree line.
Literally, the left edge of the edge of the trees is probably right side of the fairway. So really, you want it coming down just inside the trees, which is a hard thing to do. If you're looking at this, I mean, it doesn't look that appealing, does it?
Yeah.
So that's why this plays so tough.
Yeah.
This tee.
Love it. Quick tip: if you're watching this through your screens during the tournament week, the top trace is always set up here on the 4th tee box, so you'll probably get a really good indicator on what the shots are for the pros when they're playing in the championship. Good tip. Playing from the forward tees, which is why you've got a 3-wood.
Yeah, so this is the tee that they'll probably use 2 of the days, normally the first 2 days, just to keep play going. They don't want it to take ages. So this is a much easier tee shot. You can hit it, don't have to go over the trees, you can just hit it sort of, it's almost like a bunny ears you can see poking up.
There's actually a hole in the tree line, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Just left of that, maybe?
Yeah, left of that. Do you see the little bit poking up?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good line.
The bunny ears, I love that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that in the coverage.
You're welcome. Whoa. Okay.
Well, for a change, you've actually shown us what not to do.
Well, yeah, and that'll probably just catch the right rough, but that's not ideal.
Okay, I'm going to try and hug the left now. I don't know if I'm going to draw this or fade it, so I'm just going to kind of aim straight down the left edge and see what happens.
See what comes.
Oh, she's flushed one.
That's perfect.
Oh, we'll use my ball, yeah?
Yeah, we'll use yours.
Great.
This hole. Perfect. I thought we were going to keep that secret. You don't need to.
Sorry. Okay, so for the sake of the video, Steve did, for once, miss-hit a shot a tiny bit.
I think the crowd just threw it out.
It's just had a miraculous amount of spin to the left, and we're both flush in the middle now. So I'm going to take on this par 5 and 2. It's actually 2-1 playing 196 because it is slightly downhill, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is it's actually quite an appealing shot, isn't it? It looks quite nice, especially with the pin on the left here. The slope of the green all goes towards that way, so you can hit it up the middle of the green.
I mean, I feel as though I can't back myself to keep this on the green because I'm playing on a slight downhill slope.
Yeah.
Everything runs away from you. I need to make the carry of the bunker at the front portion of the green. It's just not going to stick if I strike this, but that shape could work. And the green does slope right to left.
Okay, so just short.
Just short.
But that's a good spot.
Thanks.
Blame the caddies.
Up and down.
Yeah, exactly.
2 clubs out.
What have we got, Inci, did you say?
2-on-1 playing 196.
Just bad math. I'm not Rory.
6.
This is 6, yeah.
Oh, I love it. Baby draw.
Yeah, if that catches the right part, it should go in nicely.
Love that. I think we've got a camera green side as well, so that is going to look mega.
Yeah.
Love it. Great shot.
Yes.
Boom. Let's hold that putt for an eagle. Swing it nice.
Yeah, so you see what I mean there about if you can just land it on those left pins,
Yeah.
you might land it in the middle of the green and it all filters around.
Okay, so the pins on the left-hand side, I've finished up just short of the green. Just wanted to show you the contours and the speed of this putt. I'm putting it because I can't chip to save my life. But if you're a good chipper, maybe you might take the slope out of play. But I'm going to ride it. Just watch this. Watch this go. Look at that.
That's a great putt.
Get in.
Great
Ooh. Tap in, birdie?
Yeah,
Come on, let's hold your eagle putt.
you can have that.
Come on, eagle putt. Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
One take.
Come on, that's an eagle. Cabbage. Did you get that?
Cabbage.
So we're on the tee box of the 5th, and I'm not going to lie, Steve, I feel as I'm going to struggle hitting a driver from it. It's mega.
It's a long hole. They've over the years they've obviously moved the tee back.
Yeah.
Just as everyone hits it so much further now. 190 to the front.
Wow.
Yeah. So 205 to the middle.
Okay.
And actually the green is quite a slopey green. It's quite big, but there's loads of slopes on it.
Mm-hmm.
So what you'll find in the tournament is where the pin is will determine how tough the hole plays.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a back right pin, which everything slopes towards.
Yeah.
So
that's a
guys will
friendly
be
one.
licking their lips on that one. You
Mhm.
can just land it front portion of the green,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's quite long,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get that bit of forward momentum on your shot. And it will just release down perfectly to the hole.
Mm.
But then the complete opposite of that is when the pin's front left,
Mm-hmm.
just over that bunker. You've got a long shot, and you haven't really got anywhere to land it to get it close. So you'll see guys, they'll still end up back right,
Yeah.
and then they've got the long putt up. So
Yeah.
that's going to make a big difference to how the hole plays. Just
I
where the
think,
pin.
I think from my perspective, because when I'm working this week, I'm always ahead.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've ever actually quite stood all the way back here
Yeah.
and realised how long this hole
Absolutely.
really is. But
Guys just don't realise until you play it
Yeah.
how it's actually quite demanding on the eye. You like, wow, looks a long way.
yeah,
And if it plays into the wind, which normally around the tournament there is, you could be hitting a 4-iron in here.
wow.
You know, and like I said, if you've got a front pin, front left, that's a really tough shot. So
Yeah.
you'll look at guys here just hitting, apart from the back right pin where there'll be some birdies, a lot of the time it will just be get it on the middle of the green.
So we talked about pitching it on the front left portion of the green and how it releases out. Just watch that go.
Yeah, so
That's why it's
so-
so friendly back right.
exactly right, yeah. So you've got a large section to land it in and it will get all the way back there to the pin.
Yeah,
But at the same time, the pin's over here, like I said, you're hitting
Mhm.
a 5 or a 4-iron in, the likelihood is that you'll land it there and it will just
still
end
go that
up
way.
back right of the green.
Yeah. So
And
left
that's-
pin, you don't want to miss it. Left either. That's an impossible up and down, surely.
Yeah, if the pins are on the left, left's dead.
Yeah.
Just sort of like the same way that if the pins are right,
Mhm.
right's dead.
Mhm.
But if the pins are on the right, because you've got all this slope to help you, guys will be aiming left anyway, so the chances are they're going to hit a pretty good shot because they've
Yeah.
got everything to help them. But like
Yeah.
you said, when the pins are on the left, back left and front left,
Mhm.
changes the hole completely.
Yeah. I think also, pros typically understand which side to miss it on as well. So you've got the safe zone and then you've got the danger zone. So here, if I drew a line straight down the middle, anything on the left-hand side is the danger zone.
Yeah.
Anything on the right
Yeah.
is the safe zone.
Absolutely.
On to 4? No, I can't count. Oh, come on. Right, on to 6. On to 4. So this is pretty much the white plates here on the 6th hole, but we're going to go back to the professional tees, which is pretty much, it sits on the 5th hole of the east, doesn't it, Steve?
Yeah,
It's
so they use
way
one
further
of-
back.
Yeah, way further back, 50 yards extra.
Whew.
We use one of the tees which on the 5th of the east.
Yeah.
And it just completely changes the hole. It's
I've
just-
actually never played a shot from here before, ever.
No. I mean, most people haven't. Unless you played in the PGA, you never would because
Yeah.
the tee's never here. But it used to be a hole where it was just an iron down there, and a really good chance. Whereas now, everyone pretty much has to hit driver because they've made it so much longer. So
Did they ever move the tees further up for the championship? Always here?
Whenever I've played in the PGA, it's always been from back here.
Okay, I've never seen it from there then. Wow.
Yeah.
It really does change it.
Yeah, it does. It just brings those bunkers into play. So now you've got sort of 265 to get over the one on the left
Mhm.
and 288 to reach the one on the right. So it's kind of right around the area where a lot of guys will be hitting it. So you sometimes see the longer guys like Rory. I think he hits maybe a 3-wood or an iron here, but most of the guys are hitting driver, just left of the right bunker.
Because you've got these trees overhanging as well, it kind of makes you feel a little bit claustrophobic and just kind of tightens that visually, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It is actually a bit wider than you think, but they grow the rough up on the left.
Yeah.
So, and if you do hit this fairway, you've only got a short iron in. So, you know, after the first few holes where there's some tough ones, this run of 6, 7, 8, if you can get it in play off the tee, you've actually got some short irons in where you can try and make some birdies.
Love that.
So it's a run of holes where you want to try and pick up some.
Okay. Well, do you reckon we can play off that tee box of the east?
Yeah, you can hit one from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hit a tee shot here because I don't even put that bunk on the right in play. So we talked you through the tee shot, but didn't really mention if you miss it out to the right, you can see these trees. You know, over the years, they're just growing and getting bigger and definitely in the way, blocking you out for the second shot. So really important, once again, if you're going to miss it down the left half, like we have. Let's go over there, see what it's like. What are you thinking of hitting?
I've got an 8 just because it's not going to come out very well. But you can see there, I mean, the rough's pretty thick.
Look what I've got.
You've got 8 as well. We'll have
I'm
an 8 iron.
I'm going to have to change.
8 iron challenge. Well, if it's 150, it's not going to come out of there very well. So
no.
It's just something you can hit that, I mean, I don't even know if this is going to come out well enough to get to the green, to be honest. Nope.
Wow.
It's just thick. That's come out weak and to the right.
I mean,
a
cracking shot, but just shows how tough that is.
Yeah,
I've got no chance. Watch this ball disappear. Ready? Pretty much gone.
Yeah, the rough will really grow up as well throughout the next few weeks.
Do you know what? I'm going to lay up
well,
with my 8 iron.
Yeah.
Thing is, I just don't back myself getting much more out of 7.
Yeah, if you hit 7, it won't go any further.
Exactly. So I'm just going to grip down an 8 and nudge this one forwards. Do you know what? I'll take that. Just come out, but...
Is that bounced up?
I'll do it.
I think that's something that's quite important for like amateurs, is they try and take too much club out of thick rough, and it ends up going shorter than if you hit a short iron.
Exactly. Well, we've got an up and down competition now. Nearest to the pin?
Yeah, we'll do nearest to the pin.
How would you describe the kind of sand here on the west course?
Well, right now it's pretty thick. It's obviously early in the morning, and it's a bit of moisture in it. So, but what I would say about the bunkers is, since the first Ernie redesign, the bunkers were 2 or 3 times deeper than this.
Were they?
And over the years, they've just sort of shallowed them out a bit. So, especially the fairway bunkers, they've shallowed them out a lot. But the greenside ones, they've shallowed them enough that you've always got a chance. You know, if you've got a pretty good lie. So this is about what, 25 yard bunker shot. So a bit far. Wow.
The door's open.
Aggressive. I'm saying that.
Thing is though, out of this sort of compact sand, so I'm going to give myself half decent lie here. Out of this sort of lie, you pretty much do need to go for it all the way, don't you?
Yeah, I went with the sand wedge, which
I
didn't need to.
Oh, that is heavy.
It's heavy, but
as soon as you get that leaning edge going down,
yeah.
I mean, it's done.
Somewhere in between those would be perfect, wouldn't it?
I can't even fake it.
Something in between those is ideal.
Oh, I'll get it. I lost.
Okay, yeah.
Loser eggs.
Okay, yeah.
Although you did.
Although you've been very kind, saying that normally you've got to be on the green.
Chivalry is dead.
Well done, mate.
We're here on 7.
Yeah.
Difficult tee shot?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the easier ones because you don't need to hit driver. You want to kind of, there's a nice flat area down the bottom and there's a downslope towards it. So you've got 2 options. You can land it near the top of the downslope with less club, maybe a 3 iron or 4 iron even, and it will release down if it's firm. Or if it's a bit softer, you can land it all the way down the bottom. It will stop quickly, and you've got about 110 yards or so in from there.
Perfect.
The only issue with that is if it's firm and you land it down the bottom, there is a ditch, so it can reach that, but it's kind of soft at the moment, so I doubt that will be an issue.
Yeah, so 2 options off the tee, either play it in that flat spot, it should chase down, or carry it all the way.
Exactly right, yeah.
Easy, let's go. Love that. Oh, what's a leaky one holding its line? Is that fairway or?
I think that'll probably just catch the right rough, but that'll be good to see to
Okay.
show you, because you can get blocked out over there as well.
Great. So that kind of portion of short trees, small trees on the left are the Christmas trees that Stephen was talking about. Obviously he's hit the most perfect shot. He's got a great angle in, even if the pin was on the back right corner. I thought I pushed mine way right, but actually it's hung on somehow on the right kind of first cut of rough, but you can see those overhanging trees are in my way again. For today's flag on the left hand side, it's not much of an issue, but if it's in the kind of back right tier, it could be a struggle. Should we try and throw, should we do a Ken Brown? Ready?
Yeah, do a Ken Brown.
Ready?
You need a football.
I mean, that was a flimsy throw, but it's still going. Blonk.
Yeah, that gets all the way down to
There you go. Right, I think we should both hit our shots.
Yeah, do it, yeah.
Okay, so the flag front left is 140, but I'm just going to play to the back right corner just to show you how difficult that is. So I'm going to play for a 160 shot straight over these trees. Just about made the carry. Is it going to reach the top tier? Woo! Just about, yeah. Take that. Right, Stevie B's going to play to the pin. Front left. Here we go. Love that.
Sit down a little bit. Should just use the slope and come back a bit.
Perfect. I think Cal's working his magic out there.
Is that coming back?
Love it.
Doesn't seem to be moving, unfortunately.
I think that got a bit of action.
Yeah.
Good shot. Birdie putt.
Yeah. So this just makes such a big difference. I mean, when the pins are at the front, it's a really good chance. When the pins are at the back, you'll see tons of mistakes. It's a hard section to get close to.
It's easy to go long, but it's also easy to
Exactly.
whiz
You
it
can't
back,
go
isn't it?
long.
Yeah.
Long's dead.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Obviously here you can see that these front pins, the slope all brings it back a bit, and it's quite a comfortable shot for everyone.
Yeah.
You're going to be hitting a wedge that everyone will really feel like it's a really good chance.
Mhm.
And yeah, you can see it does come back. It will be a
Slowly.
bit quicker. You've hit a really good shot to keep it on that top level from
Yeah.
the right. But what you'll see quite a lot of is when the pins are at the back, because you don't want to go long.
Mhm.
A lot of guys will end up here because they'll be a bit short.
Yeah.
Or catch the slope and come back. And what I've seen over all the time, and I've made this mistake myself, and that's how I know this, is that this is the slowest putt that you'll get the whole week.
You almost can't go long.
Literally, this putt, I haven't seen, unless you know, in
Yeah.
terms of you've made the mistake before, how hard you need to hit it. Everyone will leave it short.
Should we give it a go? So I'm gonna be the hole.
Yeah, so
And
you
you
go
can
up
try and
back
putt
right,
to me.
and I'll try and putt up to you. But I remember the first time I had this putt in the tournament, I think I left it about 10 feet short. Obviously, I know how slow it is, and we'll see. Something to watch out for will be guys putting from short, how they can actually get it up to the hole if you are on the wrong tier.
No, that's a great putt. And also pointing out those 3 bunkers short right.
Yes, yeah, they're very deep. If the pin's tucked close to that edge of the green, that's a really tough shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
This just looks so good, doesn't it, with the
It
sun
looks
and everything.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Look at that.
This has
glitter.
got to be potentially the most picturesque hole here.
Mm.
The 8th hole. The great thing about this tee shot is it just gives you so many options, but either one isn't necessarily easy. For me, when I was playing this, it was all dependent. Me and the caddy said that where the pin was would probably dictate how aggressive you were off the tee.
Right.
So you can either, obviously there's a ridge that goes at,
It's like a ridge of rough.
yeah, rough, and it's pretty thick there actually. So if you go into that, often you can't go over the water. So you've got to try and avoid that.
Isn't this the hole where Rory hit an air shot essentially?
Yeah,
On the
I
right?
think it might have done. He
Yeah.
was up the right. I think he probably hit like a 3-wood or something and
Yeah.
was stuck in the bit of the rough. So you've got to avoid that at all costs, either pitching it or staying short of it.
Uh-huh.
The green's very long though, so you could have a pin that's 35 yards on. So for us, I took that as if the pin was right at the back left, I would try and go over the slope with maybe a 3-wood if it's downwind and a bit firm, or if it was soft, you could hit driver. But if you hit driver and it gets a bit of a release, you can go in the water. So you've got that to contend with. And plus, if you do hit an iron, it's not as easy as just getting it down there. The fairway slopes a little bit right to left and forward, so you've really got to make sure you're up the right-hand side because you don't want to run into that ridge of rough, or ridge of doom, as people like to call it.
Ridge of
sometimes.
doom. Love that.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to tee up slightly ahead by about 15, 20 yards
Yeah,
or so.
I mean, today I would say it's really good conditions.
You're going to go for it, aren't you?
So I would say we'll try and go over
Okay.
the ridge today.
We'll do our best.
So,
Okay.
but you can aim, like I'm going to, at the right edge of the left bit.
Okay.
And try and get into that second bit of fairway.
Yeah, beauty.
Yeah, that should be perfect.
Sorry, not.
If you take it on and you pull it off, it's a really good chance. You're only going to have a short wedge, but there is danger lurking both sides, really.
Thanks for the reminder. It's a
what I'm
great
here for.
last thought, that.
That's what I'm here for.
I'm going to actually try and hit a fade and try and land it into the slope. But it's dangerous calling shots today. Yeah, it's
Good
fading.
swing, that's perfect. That's actually in the gap.
I have no idea where that's
That's
ended
how
up, but I'll
straight you
take
hit
it.
it.
Anything straight today is great.
If the pin's at the front, you've only got maybe 155, and so that's probably a 9-iron for most guys, and so that's fine. And that's why I said maybe their strategy will change depending on the pin and things like that, because like I said, back pin and laying back, you're just delaying when the really hard shot is, because you've got it from here.
Yeah, I think that's really important to note. So back here it is tough with a back pin, but we're going to give ourselves half a chance, play from your ball or mine,
Yeah.
somehow magically
Yeah,
manage
they're
to end
both
up in the gap.
perfect.
And it's the front pin today. So
Yeah.
this is tough from back here, guys.
So we've obviously hit perfect tee shots here,
Yeah,
and it's another one of those where it's a bit deceiving because it's wider down here than it looks from the tee. There is enough room here if the conditions are good to hit a 3-wood or a driver into. Like I said, it gets a bit trickier when it's firm because
Yeah.
you can run out,
yeah.
especially the long hitters. So
Also, with the amount of spin you guys generate, you've obviously got water. So even this front pin from here, you
Yeah.
can still make a big mistake.
yeah, what I would say is normally in this tournament they get the greens pretty firm,
Yeah,
so overspin isn't normally an issue.
okay.
But you're right, if the greens were soft and spinny, that would be a big thing. You'd probably have to take an extra club, hit it softer, take the spin off. But like I said, it gets normally quite firm and tough.
Okay, well, we've chosen your ball. Should we do a nearest to the pin?
Yeah. How
Let's do
far
it.
we got?
110. Or is it 120? It's
Yeah,
110.
I trust you.
That's nice.
Right. So the pin's on the left here. And there is actually a bit of a ridge running through this green. So you could land it a little bit to the right and the slope should bring it into the hole.
Okay. Baby smooth. Oh, silky.
See how
Shot.
the slope just catches it a bit?
What club did you hit that? I feel as though you kind of took it easy there.
Yeah, just a little sandwich. Took
Okay.
a couple yards off the sandwich.
How much loft in your sand?
56.
Okay. I'm going to club up to a 50. And to be honest, it's kind of...
Because you hit a nice little draw, that should work quite
I'm
well.
going to have to try and pinch this, to be honest. I'm going to back foot it a touch.
Yeah.
Just because I need to max out, but just don't want this whizzing back, really. As long as it's inside yours, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to aim at Cal.
That's nice. See, that should work lovely with the slope.
Beach
Go.
Steve. Oh, just so
Yeah,
used
good
to
shot.
losing
It's
now.
a good shot.
Just like
That means
10
you're
down.
buying the coffees in the halfway hut.
True. This is a great green, and they've made a few changes over the years, haven't they?
Basically, when they first changed it, the green was very raised up, probably 2 or 3 feet higher than it is now. It's a lot smaller and set an angle away from you.
Yeah.
Not only that, they had much deeper than it is now, much deeper bunkers. So it was just so difficult to get it out of the bunker and stop it on the green. Just it was almost impossible. So
Especially with everything working away from
Exactly.
you towards the water.
yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
And the greens were so firm, it was just so difficult. So what they've done is they've lowered the green, widened the area of the actual green complex, so there's more pins, there's sections now, so they can have some really good pins. And they've raised this area up on the right and taken the bunkers away.
Yeah.
So as tricky as it is, you've got a bit of a bailout from the fairway where you know you
Yeah.
can potentially get it up and down. We'll hit a few chips
Yeah,
in there.
let's do it.
So, for example, when they go to the right, you don't realise how big this slope is and what you've got to come over and across.
Yeah.
So if you just miss it short right, when the pin's here, it's going to be
Come on,
short.
Steve. You need to improve your throwing game.
I need to speak to Ken, don't I?
Have a word with Ken Brown.
Yeah. So it comes back here now. Now you've obviously got a lot to go up and down, whereas you can't normally see that from the cameras.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So you've got to play a bit of a sort of a lob shot off what you. It's pretty tight lie. you know.
Are you trying to land this on the downslope or carry it all the way or play it extra right?
I actually think you need to carry it further than you think, because the shorter you land it, the steeper the slope, it's going to run away even more.
Yeah.
And maybe just to the right a little bit.
And there's also a level of acceptance, right?
Yeah, I mean, from here, if you've got to putt 8 feet and in, that's a really good shot.
Yeah.
And this isn't a chip where you're just going to always get it close.
Most lofted club in the hand?
Yeah. So I've got the 60, and I'm going to try and play a bit of a lofted shot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was...
I genuinely didn't think you could get that inside 8 feet. That's an absolute worldie.
Yeah, that was a really good shot. But I mean, even, what's that, 5-6 feet,
Yeah.
And I've pretty much played that as good as I can.
Do I really have to hit a shot?
Yeah, I knew it's the pin again.
All very exposed right now. Right, open up the club face. I'm going to have a weak right hand and see what we can do. Yeah. That says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's for the outtakes.
You guys have no idea where that went. It's fine.
Just shows it's a tough shot, right? The back left pin, although it's obviously going to be a longer shot in, there is a slope that brings it to the pin. So if you do hit the right shape and trajectory and stuff, you can get it pretty close.
But then that water's pretty tight still.
Absolutely, and it will take someone potentially brave to turn that into that hole.
If the wind's off the right,
yeah, exactly. These guys
are pretty good.
Really good. So most of the time they'll be thinking they've got a bit more room here with maybe 4 or 5 yards right of the flag that will bring it in.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great hole.
Yeah, just a beautiful hole.
Yeah, I'd never really thought about laying back with the pin right at the back, what that could look like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's such a small area to hit a 6-iron into.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's
a great
why.
Hole. Halfway hut time.
Yeah.
So this is the final hole of part 1. We're on the 9th tee box. We had a little pit stop in the halfway hut.
Yeah, got to be done.
One of the tougher holes once again, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. This is another tough par 4. I think 3rd hardest hole statistically last year in the tournament. So you've got the 1st, 2nd and 3rd hardest holes on the front 9, all par 4s, which is why the front 9 always plays much harder than the back. This hole's a long par 4. It's a tricky tee shot. You've got bunkers up the left and right, and actually if you miss the bunkers up the right, but still on the fairway, you can be blocked out by some trees that have grown up throughout the years, which sort of catches people out. And then the green is pretty slopey and pretty severe on both sides. You've got runoffs, which, considering you're hitting quite a long club in, can be pretty tough. People actually, there's a couple of options off the tee. You see a lot of guys hit driver, but if it gets firm or downwind, people will hit less than that just to give themselves
up.
Exactly, it tightens up there. So, and if you hit 3-wood, you can just keep it a little further left away from those trees that are blocked out. But today, I would think driver for us.
Does this tree ever get in the way?
No, maybe
only for the amateurs that sky it.
Sky it.
Yeah, perfect. Love that.
Yeah, that should be absolutely perfect.
You don't even need to see that down. That's. Whew.
Yeah, that one's
Mint.
perfect. You take that 4 times in the tournament for sure.
What do you think's tougher, the tee shot or the approach shot?
That's a good question. I'd say that they're both just tough. I mean, if you hit a good tee shot, what I would say with a driver is that you're not going to have a lot of club in, so that becomes a lot easier then. Yeah. And that's the thing why a lot of guys hit driver, because you get the easier second shot.
Sure. I'm trying to lash at this. Probably not a good idea, but oh well, who's watching? Yeah.
That's a great one, straight down the middle.
Straight down the middle! Yeah, we'll play from yours.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing from Steve's ball, but actually, typically in a tournament, you might even play a 3-wood, just kind of left half, because it just makes that fairway a lot wider, whereas driver, yes, it's 10 out of 10 in regards to perfection, but then 20, 30 yards further right, even though you're on the fairway, you can potentially still get blocked out here. So the further up you are, the closer you are to trees, the harder it is to hit that green. I don't know why I'm so out of breath. I'm so out of breath. Whew. I think it's just talking and walking and carrying all at the same time whilst trying to nibble on a flapjack. I mean, this is a wonderful view.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once...
It's not easy to end up here.
No, I mean, I've obviously hit a great drive there, and I've still got 175 yards to the hole.
Yeah.
The pin is at the back today, so that would be less if the pin was at the front, but it's still And that's what I was saying earlier, that's off a good drive. So if I had hit 3-wood and I'm maybe 20 yards, 30 yards further back, you've got 200 yards.
Yeah.
So is this the next one of the closest to the pin?
Are you aiming at the TV tower here? Obviously it's
Yeah,
still getting built, but...
Yeah, so that's sort of at the back middle, and so both sides, maybe 4 or 5 yards right and left of the flag, it will go off.
Okay.
The worst miss into this green is right. It goes down into a swale. There is a ditch down there, but because they have a bit of rough there, so it normally holds it up.
Yeah.
But if you're going in with a 4 or 5 iron, it doesn't take much to get into the ditch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll aim at the TV tower, which is just a couple yards left.
Oh, that sound though.
It's a little right and short.
Come on, don't be picky. That's
so what
glorious.
You'll see. You just hang on. Yeah.
That's great shot. Thing is, the difference is you've obviously got 7 iron. You generate a bit more spin than me. I've got a 5 iron in my hand. There is a bunker short left.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'd say you've got a good 20 yards because the pin's at the back to land it over the bunker but short of the flag. You got this.
Okay, thanks. Oh, it's not a good day on the links.
So that's what we call a hut swing.
A hut swing?
After the flapjack in the hut.
Whoa, is that my divot?
Yeah.
That? I mean, I shouldn't really be showing you this, but that, I mean, have a word with yourself. Was that my divot?
Yeah, I think so. Looked a little bit on the inside, that, doesn't it?
Just a little bit. That is so bad. Right, should we hit the range after?
Is that what you were saying? You just want to show from left how hard it is, so you were just going to hit it over there and we can show everyone.
Right, I guess we'll play from your ball once again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it can almost go down into that rough if it's got a bit of pace, and then it comes even harder.
To be honest, I'd rather be in the rough, so I've got a bit more of a safety net. Oh, it's just heavy. Oh.
That's one way to stop it.
There we go. That's one way to hit it to 5 feet. No, it's a great hole. It is really challenging. It's that tee shot, I think, more so.
Yeah, the tee shot's just really important because it sets you up for the hole. If you get out of position, it's not really the target that you want to be hitting into.
Yeah.
Just because it is quite tough. Long, obviously, all goes away, right goes away, and left. So.
What do you reckon is the toughest pin here on 9?
I mean, the back pin's actually pretty fair. I would say when they tuck it left or if they tuck it front right, because the area isn't that big to get into, and we just spoke about that that steep bank on the right, which will take your ball away. So I would say front right and middle left is the trickiest ones. But most of these holes, these tough par 4s, we know how hard they play. If you make 4s, statistically you're gaining on the field, and a lot of guys look at this stuff now, and they have stat guys, and they say to them, well, if you just hit it in the middle of the green here, and, you know, you might hold that 20-footer, 30-footer, but if you're walking off with 4 4s, you're gaining a lot on the field. Yeah. And if you add all of those little gains up, that's how these guys know.
Win by a shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you can get pulled into chasing a left pin here, and all of a sudden you don't hit that bad a shot, but because it's tough, you make a bogey, and you know, at the end of the week. So don't be surprised in the tournament just to see guys hitting it into the middle of the green here and just taking their 4s and moving on. Yeah.
All right, CVB. Should we do a little cabbage? Bosh, that's the cabbage. That's the end of part 1, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below on which is your favourite hole and which was my worst shot, maybe, because I'm sure in the comment section there'll be flooding then. So yeah, hope you really enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Keep your eyes peeled for part 2. Let's go.